Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I am going to be talking about my favorite Maybelline products of all time because there are several. I will try to keep it down to 10, I believe. I hope that's not too much. It was hard for me to choose to begin with. I'm going to start out with face products. Something that I think is really great for dry skin especially is the Dream Liquid Mousse Foundation, and my shade is Natural Beige Medium 2.5, and it claims to have an airbrush finish. Yeah, I mean, it has a really great finish. I would consider it satin, kind of like a little bit dewy, but not anything that's too shiny or oily looking. But I mean, I wouldn't call it an airbrush foundation by any means. It does have great coverage though, and it just blends really nicely, especially if you have a really great tool to blend it with. I really like to use my beauty blender. I feel like that really helps with my dry skin. So moving on to the next product, which I also think is great for dry skin. When I first started out, I was watching a lot of women who had combination skin, and I realized that some of the things that they're using might not be that great for me, like powder foundations and heavy-duty concealers. I used to use the Bare Minerals Multitasker under my eyes, but I just found it to be way too drying, and it looked extremely cakey up under there and kind of brung out whatever lines I had going on. So anyways, that's why I'm saying great for dry skin. I think that these products are pretty universal. So the next thing, Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. It says Maybelline right there, but it is like super worn off, and I apologize for my nails. They look terrible. This is the Fit Me Concealer, which I think is probably the best product out of the whole Fit Me line. I have tried everything by the Fit Me line. I've tried the powder foundation, concealer, and the blush. My least favorite is the blush. I like the foundation. It works for me. I like the powder. It's actually one of my favorites, but for me the concealer is just amazing. My shade is 20, which is Sand Sable. So there it is. It's really tiny on the bottom. There's only 2 shades in the medium line because what I love about the Fit Me collection is that it's super organized. It's probably the most organized foundation / powder collection in the whole drugstore other than True Match. True Match is really great, but Maybelline and L'Oreal come from the same company, so there's kind of like a similarity there as far as how it's organized because there's like a concealer and a blush and everything to go with it. This is a very moisturizing concealer, which is kind of unusual. A lot of concealers are very dry with a matte finish, and they're often too heavy, too cakey for me. But this one, I love liquid concealers for under the eye because you can apply it under the eye without it kind of creasing, you know? Cream concealers under the eye are not a good idea for the most part. Sometimes they can work. Like I was watching Jaclyn Hill recently. I love Jaclyn, and she was talking about how you're not supposed to use concealers such as MAC Studio Fix, I believe it's called, under the eyes because it's thick, it's creamy, it's meant to cover blemishes like the one I have around here. It's not for the under eyes. So this is really great for the under eyes, but also great for areas around the face. I use it to highlight in that area, so I really like that. And the next thing is the Maybelline Fit Me powder. I am in shade 220. Ooh, it's shiny. It might be a little bit light for me. It's just such a nice, smooth, silky powder, and as you can see, you know, it's like a sheer powder, so it's not adding too much color to my face. So even though it is a little bit light, they recently came up with a new shade that I think would suit me better, which is 240, in case you needed to know that for reference. It does seem to have like tiny pieces of sparkle. I don't know, like maybe I'm going crazy and the sparkle's not actually there. You probably can't see it. Whatever. Anyways, but I feel like it just gives the most natural, like matte but not dead matte. Not that all matte things are dead. Anyways, I really like that powder. It's really great, not too cakey, not too heavy. It blends on very nicely. I prefer it to the foundation counterpart, but the foundation is good. So moving on, some eye products. Now when these came out, they were hyped up quite a bit. Ooh. Okay, there it is. This is the Maybelline Color Tattoo. They call it a cream gel shadow. I really like it. I've had this one for a long time, so it is getting kind of dry and it's kind of hard to work with. That's just because I've had it for like 2 years. But this is the only matte shade, I believe. So it's just like a taupey gray with like a hint of a purple to it, and it's really beautiful. It goes great under all regular eyeshadows of like that color family, like anything with a little bit of purple or a taupe or a gray. I think it's a great base. It is kind of dark, so I mean I don't think it's going to work under like a white eyeshadow or anything, but It's so great because it really does not crease at all. A lot of cream eyeshadows claim not to crease, and they do. But the great thing about these is that they can be worn alone. I prefer not to because I just like to, you know, set it with something. I like to ensure that my eyeshadow is going to last all day. But these are an excellent base. They haven't compared to the MAC paint pots. I feel that the MAC paint pots are a bit more creamier. Like when you put your finger in the MAC paint pot, it glides more. Okay, the only one I have is in Bare Study, and I love it, and I know this is a Maybelline video, not a MAC video. Let me just show you what I mean. Like, it glides really easily. Like, I kind of have to dig with the Maybelline ones, but that's okay because they are really great. I just feel like they dry out a little bit quicker. Another eye product that is just great, I think, and quite underrated is this Sunbaked Neutrals palette. Here, let me just swatch some for you. Now, this gold one might look a little bit flaky, but whatever the case, they're really pretty, and I don't know if you can pick that up. They're really pretty. I feel like I never hear anyone talking about these. They make two other shades in the 8 pan. They make one, I think, called Twilight Rays, and then like one that's like soft hues or something like that. But I like this one. This shade right here is a really, really great transition shade. This is an awesome all over the lid shade. I don't know if you can tell, but I can like kind of put my finger inside it because I've used it so much. And this brown is so beautiful and it's so dark. Like it has such a velvety texture. Let's see here. I don't know if you can see. It's mostly matte, but it has like tiny hints of shimmer in it, but those don't really show up on the eye when you use them. But anyways, I just think that it's an amazing palette. I love the colors. It's something that I use almost every day when I'm using it in my cycle of products. I use it constantly. It's very easy to use, user friendly. I love that it comes with these. These aren't my favorite tools to use ever, but they're really great for on the go and they work fine. And another thing that's very similar is the Expert Wear quads. Now, I know a lot of people do like these and do talk about these. I have, let's see, 40Q designer chocolates. I have Emerald Smokes. Natural Smokes is amazing. I had my eye on it for quite a while and I finally got it and I love it. And I think the other one that I have is Chai Latte. And they do sell singles and duos. I just like these because a lot of the singles and duos are like repeated. Like the singles usually show up in at least one of the quads because there's a ton. But yeah, they come in, they're kind of organized to where like some of them are, you know, stylish smoke. Some of them are chic naturals. I think I have a purple one around here somewhere too. This one is awesome. This is Amethyst Smokes. And this purple shade in here is so pretty. And it kind of has a sheen to it that's really nice. Another Maybelline eyeshadow product. It's just that like I hear people talking about them, but not as much as I would think. And so I do feel like they are a bit underrated. And it is the Eye Studio Wet Shadow Quads. It has all these claims on it, like safe for contact lens wearers. That's good because I do wear contacts. But I have these. And this one was limited edition, so it's not available anymore. I'm sorry. I saw it at Big Lots. It's really random. But I could not resist that champagne shade right there. Like, it's so buttery and gorgeous. And let's see. And this brown is nice, too. It's champagne, brown, and that transition color. Yeah, so that's a limited edition one. The other ones have the same consistency, the same buttery smoothness. I feel like they do work better if you use a wet shadow brush, like you spray it with some water or some Fix Plus by MAC or whatever you have. That does grab onto the shadow a little bit better just because they are so like, kind of, they're not flaky, I would say, but they grab onto like wet products, like wet eyeshadow brushes or something. So I feel like they work better that way, but they can be very dramatic and very beautiful. And I love that they have both. I love that Maybelline offers both like colorful quads, kind of like this one, and neutral ones. Like this one's a little bit more neutral. This one is called Copper Chic, and it's gorgeous. Okay, The next thing is this Maybelline Unstoppable eyeliner, and I have the shade, it's called Onyx. It's amazing for the waterline and lining that tight line. I'm actually out of mine because I've been using it every day for a few weeks. It didn't take me long to get through it because I loved it. It does claim to be smudge proof and waterproof, I believe, and I think that it does hold up to its claim. And I don't really know what else to say about it other than that it glides on. It's really nice, great for the tight lines. It does appear to be smudge proof because when I would wear it on my top line, I would have the hardest time taking it off. With like a regular eye makeup remover, I think that you should use a waterproof one, like an oily mineral oil based one. So there's that. And then another waterproof product is the Rocket mascara, and I actually kind of took this trick from Leanne's because she recommended it, and I really have been loving doing it ever since I saw her video about it. But she says that if you use one coat of a good waterproof mascara, like this one has like a nice fat brush with rubber bristles, which I really like. If you use one coat of a waterproof mascara and then you use the rest of your mascara like normal or whatever, it'll keep your lashes curled, and I feel like that actually does work. And my lashes are short and they grow like this. They grow straight down, and I hate it. So I like to have them nice and curly, make my eyes look more open, and stuff like this helps with that. The last thing are the Color Sensational lipsticks, which I have a few of. And I also have a Vivid, but then I have a limited edition Vivid. Oh, sorry. I have a limited edition Vivid, but it's not available anymore, so I'm not going to be like, you should get this, even though you can't. So, yeah. The one Vivid I have is On Fire Red, but I really want to get the other ones. It's just like a gorgeous, true blue-based red color, and I feel like it would look great on any skin tone. One that I completely ran out of because I loved it so much was Born With It, which was a kind of like baby pink with shimmer. It's really hard to swatch now because it's like all gone. That's kind of what it looks like on my finger, if that's like any reference at all. And also, they smell pleasant. Like lipsticks are right under my nose, and I feel like I have a sensitive sense of smell. I don't know, but I hate when lipsticks smell really funny, which kind of reminds me of something else by Maybelline, but I'll talk about that in like an unfavorites type video. I love this color. It's called Warm Me Up in 235. And the reason why I love it so much is because it's such a great, like, your lips but better. Like, that's really close to my natural lip shade, but it just looks so much better than, like, nothing on my lips. And because it is a fairly light color, it does kind of make my lips a little fuller, especially if I use a nice nude gloss on top of it. So I love that one. I like the way they smell. They just have so many gorgeous colors. I believe it's like 72 or something, not including the Vivids collection. And then one of the best blue-based reds ever, which is actually really similar to the Vivids one, so I don't really know why I have both, but this is the first red I've ever purchased. And this is Red Revival. Let's see how similar it is to the On Fire Red. So that's On Fire Red by the Vivids, and this is Red Revival. Red Revival looks a hair deeper. They're not, they smell good. No, they're not the exact same thing, so I really can't stand it when I have like two of the same product. It's like, really? Did I really do that? Like, am I always drawn to the exact same thing? Okay, well, I believe that is it for my Maybelline favorites. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm kind of stuck inside right now because it's, I live in Texas and it's completely iced over outside, which is strange. Like, it didn't even snow. Like, it looks like a winter wonderland out here, but no, it's icy, it's dangerous, it's hard to get around places, it's hard to get to work. So I'm staying inside and filming my first video, so that's pretty exciting. But I'll see you guys for the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.